The Hummer H2, just like the original H1, is designed for the utmost in off-road capability, with one big difference. Where the original Hummer was simply a civilian adaptation of a military vehicle, the H2 represents the ultimate adaptation of a full-size SUV for serious off-road work. The H2 brings a whole lot more in the way of creature comfort and everyday convenience to the Hummer brand than the H1 was ever intended to. The H2 uses many of the underpinnings of existing trucks in the General Motors lineup to create a unique and very impressive off-roader. Short overhangs, high ground clearance, large tires, locking differentials, and seriously heavy-duty components allow the H2 to tackle rugged chores that you wouldn't even want to attempt in most other full-size SUVs. The four-door H2 offers good accommodations for front and second-row passengers, with a removable single seat for a smaller passenger in the third row next to the spare tire. A more recent addition to the H2 line is the SUT, featuring a short, open pickup bed and a retracting rear window and foldable bulkhead to handle longer cargo. Interior space and comfort is about the same as it is in the original H2 model. In both versions, a 6-liter V8 engine with 325 horsepower and 385 foot-pounds of torque turns the full-time all-wheel drive system through a 4-speed automatic transmission, and it provides reasonably strong performance in this more than 3-ton vehicle. Fuel mileage worked out to just about 11 miles per gallon in our driving. Handling of the H2 is accurate and predictable on the road, but as you'd probably expect, by no means sporty. Off pavement, the H2 feels surprisingly agile and tossable, making it lots of fun. It certainly has a solid, secure feel when challenging obstacles, but not quite in the same super-powered way the H1 does. Again, since the H1's first mission is wilderness mobility, that's to be expected, but the H2 nonetheless does a terrific job of taming wild conditions. We do think that perhaps the designers went a bit overboard in trying to give the H2 rugged styling cues rather than the form follows function theme of the no-nonsense H1. The wide, flat hood can cause you some anxious moments when cresting a steep hill, but overall, the H2 is well suited to its role as a backwoods explorer. On the road, the view from the H2 is pretty good, but we'd like to have larger outside mirrors for a better view of the surrounding traffic. The H1 is simply a conversion to a civilized civilian version of a military vehicle, and the H2 is not that at all. Far more streetable vehicle. The H1 still has a more go-anywhere feel off-road than this does, but as far as balance goes, this is probably nicer. When it's out on the dirt, you wouldn't want anything else, but for everyday driving, it's a little over the top.
It deserves the Hummer name, but there are some areas that it could, go a little bit more rugged and less cosmetic.
It doesn't matter what it's based on, it's what it's engineered to do, and I think it does what it's engineered to do. We'll buy it and use it to go to the supermarket as opposed to using it to drive in serious off-road conditions, because it's certainly up to those demands, and taking it to the mall is not really worth it. It's perfectly capable of doing that and fairly comfortable in doing so, much more so than the H1, but it belongs off-road like a Jeep Wrangler, basically. I don't think somebody's seriously going to weigh, should I buy the Suburban or should I buy the H2? I think they'd probably be more weighing, should I buy the H2? Should I buy the H1? Should I buy some sort of a wacky custom vehicle along that order? I don't see the H2 as a real mainstream vehicle. It's a little bit out there. At around $50,000, the H2 is less than half the price of its H1 brother, and that fact, combined with its much more comfortable interior, have made the Hummer name a much more common sight on the road. If you're looking for the highest levels of off-road capability in a full-size SUV, the H2 is what you want. Unfortunately, just like the H1, many buyers of the H2 likely view them as a fashion accessory rather than the impressive backcountry tourers that they're meant to be. It seems a shame that many owners will likely never experience the true nature of the beast.